Today we're going to be creating our very own mitten with a snowflake on it. So you're going to need a piece of blue paper, some printer paper, scissors, a glue stick, and crayons to color. We also, if we're done early, have a little movement break. So let's get started. So today we're going to be making our very own snowflake and mittens. So as if you have a mitten on and you're catching a snowflake on your hand. So we're going to need some blue construction paper, some crayons. We're also going to need some paper to create a snowflake, as well as some scissors in order to cut that out. So the first thing I want you to do is to take out a white crayon. So try to find that white crayon. And I'm going to zoom in here for us. All right. So the one thing I want you to do when we're making our white crayon is I want you to put your hand. So I'm going to turn my paper this direction so you can see. It's a lot easier to do it this way too. And I want you to kind of get your hand all the way, not way up here, but kind of about this spot on your paper, if you can. And have your thumb out. It doesn't have to be way out, but not closed. So just have it open. And what you're going to do is you're going to trace around, and you're going to go around your hand. And there is the start of my mitten. What I'm going to do next is draw a straight line to close my mitten. And I'm going to zoom in here so you can see this a lot better. So I have my mitten drawn like this. If you want, you can also draw a line straight down this way to kind of create a connection or off. We're going to add lots of designs in the inside. I want you to now do two short lines, and you're going to connect it. And then you're going to do another line. You can make this one a little longer, and you'll connect that one too. And now lastly, you're just going to draw two straight lines like this. And I'll take your white crayon and I want you to color that in. Doesn't have to be the best coloring. You can kind of see the blue shining through, and that's fine. Wonderful. The next thing I want us to do is we're going to break up our glove into patterns. So let's do a line across the top part like this. And on the inside, let's add in some zigzaggy waves. And we can do another line. And maybe for this one, we do them on an angle, like this. And then we'll do another one. And here you can do big circles. And we've learned about fun different drips and things, so if you want you can do a cool drip line or some sort of water looking line. And for these last parts, like your thumb and these two parts, why don't you come up with your own line design? So I'm just going to go ahead and play with some other things. I'm going to do X's so I could create a cool diamond pattern. You can create whatever it is that you would like. Good. So now that I've got my pattern done on my paper here using my white, before we put it away, what I want us to do is to make some snow falling in the background. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I want you to just take this, and you can make tiny circles, you can make bigger circles, you can make whatever you think your snowflakes or snowballs look like in the the background. Once you've done that, you can put your white crayon away. And what we're going to do is think of whatever colors you're thinking to decorate your glove. So if I wanted to play with a couple different colors, you know, just taking out my crayons, I could do like a blue and purple. Maybe I have an indigo. Let's see if this even says indigo. Bluetiful is the name of this one. I know I have an indigo in here somewhere. So my indigo, there we go, is kind of a bluish purple. So maybe I want to use those colors and play with them in here. And I could create a pattern. So in here, what I want you to do is you're going to draw but not cover over the white. So you want to go around your white. You want to see the white. So I always outline first, like this, and then fill. So here I'm just going to trace so I don't go over my white, and then I'll fill in. It just makes it easier to stay inside those lines. So why don't you take this time now to kind of decorate and color in your mitten. All right, so for our last step here, what we're going to be doing is creating a snowflake. We want to add a snowflake that we could add and glue onto our glove. This one here I made, it's a little bit bigger than I wanted, so what I'm going to do is make one a little bit smaller. What I did is I just cut up a piece of printer paper and I made it into a smaller rectangle. And what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to fold this so we can make a snowflake. So using any paper, if you're ever trying to make a snowflake, what you want to do is first turn it into a square. And to do that, what I do is I fold my corner down towards the bottom edge of the paper so it meets, and then I crease it. So to show you again, it just goes like this. I fold it to the bottom edge and I crease it. The next thing that I'm going to do, and I've shown this sometimes with my students, is whenever we're trying origami, is you can just, oops, I can't even do it this sideways. You can trace your edge so that way you know where to cut. So you can always open it back up if that helps you, or you can just cut it while it's attached here as long as you don't cut your triangle. Fantastic. So now I'm left with a folded triangle, right? What I want you to do is you're going to first turn it this way. So the longest line is on the top, okay, and the open part is at the bottom. And then you're going to fold this in half. Same thing, turn it so the longest part is on the top, okay? And what you're going to do is, they say to fold it in thirds. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold up one of my corners, just up enough and past the top, okay? Give it a nice pinch. And then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. So now, when you're done, it's going to look like this. So you can see it kind of looks a little wonky. What you're going to do is you're just going to cut off a nice straight edge. You're going to cut off those tails, and now you're left with this cool shape. So now what you can do is you can cut out your snowflake design. You can just go ahead and cut out whatever little pieces you would like. Any pieces you're thinking. Sometimes people plan ahead. I like to be surprised and just see what I come up with. Each time's a little different. Now I am working on an itty bitty piece of paper here, so it's a little bit more challenging when you're using your scissors. If you are doing a small piece, you always want to use the cut way back in here because it's where it's the strongest. And one hand always turns your paper. All right, now comes the truth. Let's see. So far, so good. Open it up again. And voila! There we go. I made a cute little snowflake. All right, so now I have my little snowflake. I'm going to take all these scraps and I'm going to recycle those in a moment. And what I want you to do is with your drawing, you're going to place your snowflake right on your mitten. And we're going to glue it right on there so it looks like you caught a snowflake outside. So take your glue stick. I'll zoom in here. And all you're going to do is just rub a little bit of glue on the bottom little spot here and stick it anywhere on your paper. This way it's a little three-dimensional too. You know, give it a nice little push so it sticks. And there you can see like it even has that cool little three-dimensional look to it. Yay! I hope you enjoyed this project and take a picture when you're done.